Hello, hello, hello. Here we are again. It's coffee time, I believe, where I go onto the Daily Mail website. I explore the news for you. Mrs. is not here. She's out. Business meeting. So I'm just doing it for the few people that watch this regularly. Doing it for you today, because the missus ain't going to watch it. My feelings are hurt. I already know the Bank of England has raised the interest rates. Yeah, they've raised, as predicted, 0.25%. So the interest rates are now 4.25%. Again, it's been a bit of a volatile week for the economy. Again, I've been following these things because you have to. I don't want to follow the economy, but it's what everything is in the state it's in. And because on Wednesday we saw inflation go up when they thought it was going to go down, it's risen by 0.3% to 10.4%. It initially looked at the beginning of the week that the Bank of England might either hold or reduce the interest rates because of the SVB and the Credit Suisse banking issue. And what analysts have said, with the banks all raising the interest rates, it's shown just how weak the various bonds that these banks hold, and it's their foundation. And so by raising, we're in a very similar state to the credit crash before, but that was based on prime lending. But we didn't have inflation. Now we've got an added dimension to it of inflation. So, but they reckon that this could be it. This could be it. This might be the peak. And that we may just avoid recession. So there we go. We'll get the boring story out the way first. Get the money story out the way first. Now this is shocking footage of a police horse being attacked by a dog in Victoria Park. As you can see, it's pretty horrific stuff. It's the lead story on the Daily Mail website. Yeah, it was a 5-minute encounter. The footage captured just by witnesses in Victoria Park. That's it's East London, isn't it? Shows chaotic scenes as an American-style bulldog was running amok. Members of the public are trying to intervene. And the attack lasted for roughly 5 minutes. A man dressed in camouflage clothing appeared to be the owner, but was standing back whilst others intervened. And we can see him here. This chap to the right of the screen, whilst members of the public are trying to help the police there. Again, I'm of the mind that if you're a dog owner, your dog should be kept on leads. But in parks, there's a rule where you can let them off, and I don't even believe in that. I think it. When there are other people around, you should always keep your dogs under control. So, they're appealing for witnesses, and just crazy bonkers. So and also we'll go back to the economy, shall we? The average annual council tax bill will top £2,000 for the first time, as families face a 5.1% hike in bills from April. Meanwhile, local authorities are warning of cuts to services. Of course, they want more money, but you're going to get less for it, because that's how it works. It's always works. It's just bad news. It's just bad news again. Meanwhile, do you remember the mystery object Oumuamua? Do you remember that one? Oumuamua? The cigar-shaped some scientists reckoned it was a UFO. I still think it is. I think it is because the way it entered our galaxy and left again. But scientists reckons it isn't a UFO. I mean, no, it's not. Yeah, they reckon instead of it, again, the way comets work, because again, it had some properties of a comet, but it didn't put out a tail like a comet does. Because when a comet gets close to the sun, it puts out a jet of, well, basically water vapour. But they reckon this one was still a comet, but it was hydrogen. And so when the hydrogen got warm and was put under pressure, it acted as an invisible propulsion system. So, boring. I still think it was aliens flying past and going, oh, don't want to go there. But yeah, Dr. Jenny Bergner, the first author of the new study, said, for a comet several kilometres across, the outgassing would be from a very thin shell relative to the bulk of the object. So both compositionally and in terms of any acceleration, you wouldn't necessarily expect to be a detectable effect. But because Oumuamua was so small, we think it actually produced sufficient force to power the acceleration. So there we go. Scientists are always spoiling the fun, aren't they? Meanwhile, let's tell the story of Dr. James Yip. Here he is. He's been a naughty boy. Well, what's he done? Well, he works at Great Ormond Street Hospital. It's a children's hospital. And yeah, he's a leading paediatrician. And he's been suspended from his job for 6 months. Why? Well, despite living in a £1.7 million home in West London, right, he travelled on public transport using his wife's free TfL travel pass. Yeah. So the General Medical Council, GMC, claimed his actions risked undermining public confidence in his profession. Yeah, because he's highly paid and he should pay his way. But even though he's been suspended, again, that's the right thing to do. He used the travel pass 55 times over a 3-month period. I mean, come on, really? The decision has sparked fury amongst medics who called it disproportionate, as no patients were put at risk from Dr. Yip's actions. That's not the point. The point is it brings them into disrepute. That's the point. He was caught last year, on February the 7th, at Hammersmith Station using his wife's travel pass by a ticket inspector. And he also admitted using the card 54 other occasions between 13th of December 2021 and 4th of February 2022. It's not clear why his wife was given a free travel pass, so there's a mystery there. But yeah, so he was convicted in and issued a £500 fine in court in July. I guess it would have been last July, and he was ordered to pay compensation of £297 plus costs. But there you go. I mean, ain't it bonkers, you know? But meanwhile, see, look, this fella, Dr. David Nichol, he's been a bit sarky about it. Look, dear parent, Great Ormond Street are really sorry, but your child's heart has been delayed by 6 months, as our cardiac anaesthetist has been suspended for 6 months for using his wife's Oyster card. Because he's brought the General Medical Council into disrepute. It's the same as if he was caught shoplifting. I know it's a shame, but that's what happens. There's this thing called a reputation, you know. Meanwhile, we've got some really good court news today. It's a brilliant day for court news. If you love the court news, I got you some good stuff. We're going back to Senator Ike Ekwuemadu and his wife Beatrice. I don't know if you remember, but them and Dr. Obinna Obeta, we have them here. Here they are. These are the accused. Well, they've all been found guilty today. again, I don't know if you can cast your minds back, but they've been found guilty, right, of human trafficking for man's. It's basically organ harvesting, and I don't mean he's Bon Tempe. They wanted his kidney. Yeah, they've been found guilty of trafficking a penniless market trader from, I think it's from Nigeria, to come to the UK, where they was going to harvest his kidney in an NHS hospital. And this is the first time. This is the first time a case has been brought and been prosecuted, found guilty, and all of them are facing up to 10 years in jail after they were convicted at Old Bailey today. The Ekoamandu's daughter Sonia wept as she was cleared of the same charge. So there you go. But yeah, the kidney was meant. I think it was meant for her because she's not very well. The 21-year-old street trader from Lagos was brought to UK last year to provide a kidney to Sonia in an £80,000 private transplant at the Royal Free Hospital in London. He claimed he was told to pretend to be Sonia's cousin to get the transplant approved. The conspirators' plan was the victim to provide a kidney for Sonia for between £2,500 and £7,000 and the promise of work in the UK. But a consultant working at the hospital refused to remove the organ after they become suspicious, as the young man appeared initially unaware he was the donor of the kidney and was clearly not 41 as his passport had claimed. That's not good, is it? It's not good. It's just not good. Ike Ekoamandu is a Nigerian senator who represented Nigeria at the COP26 climate change summit. There you go. I wonder what sentence they'll get. We're to hear that in a later date, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Not a kidney out, an eye, not a kidney. Now we're going back to court, right? We're going to Westminster Magistrates Court to hear the case of Norwegian Marius Gustafsson. The 45-year-old was in dock in a wheelchair, along with 8 others, as they were alleged to have performed extreme body modifications, including the removal of penises and testicles. Yeah, the man has been accused, right? He's been accused of live streaming castrations on other men to a paying audience on his Eunuch Maker website, and yeah, he's had his own penis, nipple, and leg removed. Okay. Gustafsson is said to be the ringleader in a wide-ranging conspiracy involving up to 29 offences of extreme body modification, the removal of body parts, and trading body parts and uploading the videos. And there's loads of other names here: Nathaniel Arnold, Damien Burns, Jacob Crimmy Appleby, all accused of a single offence of GBH with intent. And Arnold is accused to have removed Gustafsson's nipple. Burns is accused of removing his penis, and Crimmy Appleby is alleged to have frozen his leg, requiring amputation. The Metropolitan Police said charges relate to 13 alleged victims. Raids were carried out in London, Scotland, South Wales on Wednesday morning, and a total of 9 men later appeared in courts. And they reckon that the 6-year plot has brought in some £200,000 in income. This is good money for whipping your knackers off. But yeah, Gustafsson from Tottenham, North London, is charged with conspiracy to cause grievous bodily harm with intent. I mean, it's pretty grim stuff. But then it goes on to, he's further charged with acquiring or possessing criminal property, making an indecent image of a child, and distributing indecent images of a child. There we go. They've been granted bail and will appear at the Old Bailey on the same date for a plea hearing. So you're going to have to keep an eye out there. We've got, again, there's a load of people named in this, but God blimey, mind you, my old editor used to hang about with a load of guys that, like to Whoa! 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 Dog's gone off on one. Oh, my old editor used to hang around with a group who liked to hammer their testicles to a plank of wood. Tried to get me involved. I said, no, thank you. It's a true story. Oh dear. Anyway, that's probably the postman, because I've let Layla is on the stairs. She's waiting for Mum to come back. She's missing Mum. She's missing Mum. What else have we got here? Meanwhile, this is another court story. This is the story of Stephanie Jones from North Wales. Here she is. And what does she do? What's she been up to? Well, this one, you just can't trust her. She's from Nebo in North Wales. Never heard of it. But she's in court for defrauding a bereavement charity and stealing £3,600 from them. She posed as a doctor, right, claiming she had a PhD and claiming she had a twin who died from cancer. Yeah, the 30-year-old defrauded the charity by inventing these claims. She submitted 19 false invoices over a period of 9 months between 2021 and 2022. These were for counselling sessions which never happened. The police checked on the real family of the murdered girl that she'd named, that she'd given counselling to, and it never happened. A judge at Carnarvon Crown Court described Jones's behaviour as vile, unthinkable, despicable, and called her a chronic liar. She defrauded this lady, Rhiannon Burke, who set up To Wish Upon the Star charity, which marked the death of her son George and husband Paul. That's, I don't know, how do people do these kind of things? Meanwhile, this is a great. I've been saying this for ages, that our mate Vlad Putin. There's a big conspiracy theory going around that he uses body doubles. Well, it wouldn't be a first time that there's been lookalikes, but there's a viral video out there that's doing the rounds where they've been measuring his earlobes and his marks on his face, and apparently it's been really popular. And it's funny because his appearance does change from, I'm not saying it is, but he does look pudgier in certain pictures, and but that could be if he is on, if he is having treatment. The video's asked, who is ruling Russia? It's unclear who made the video, but it's aimed at asking Russians, to question the propaganda. And again, as you can see here, we have different jaw-lines. Look, I mean, that one in the middle is definitely not him. Look at the just different Putins. They're everywhere. How many Putins are there? And again, they've been but some say he's under medical. Oops, that's the live cam. What's it pointing at? The dog cam. So so what do you? Let me know in the comments box below. Which version of Putin is your favourite? Nobody ever answers. Nobody ever uses the comments. Nobody does. So nobody likes these videos. Oh boy, what have we got? Meanwhile, Prince Willie has been to Poland, and again, these pictures. This is why he's the people's prince. He was pictured at the Butero Bistro in Warsaw. He was sitting around a table with a group of Kensington Palace staff placing an order. Right? It's just amazing. A local person shared them to his Instagram, saying, I can't be surprised I ate dinner with the Prince." So there you go. He gets about, does our Willie? Meanwhile, we have another unusual name for a child. An anonymous mother-to-be, right? Posted on Facebook. She's named her babe Rowdy Johnson. Okay. Some said it's a stripper name, or a name that you'd find on OnlyFans. Meanwhile, another commentator said, "My relative's dog is named Rowdy." These people, I mean, come on, Rowdy. Meanwhile, we go from one prince to another. Yeah, we go from Big Prince Willie to Prince Has. Do you remember he had a book out? Do you remember that book he had? Is it propping up the table nicely? Good. Well, there's a new one that's coming out. Yeah, it's going to be it's called. Oh, let me just get. It's called Spare Us, a Harrody. Yes, it's a parody book. A comedy book. There you go. And you can see. Oh, Mrs. Waterstones have the hardback up already at the listing, which you can buy. There you go, by Bruno Vincent. It's going to cost £10 and will be released on April the 6th. It's being published by Hachette. The book's description says, "All I ever wanted was privacy. In order to get it, it seems an exceptionally detailed 500,000 word book was in order. He was born into an ancient, powerful dynasty, and through no fault of his own became one of the most recognisable men on the planet. His life was a constant barrage of press intrusion and manipulation until finally he demanded it stop." So, it might be funny for 10 minutes, you never know, but it looks like people are just getting tired of it, aren't they? They're getting tired with it. And see, again, Big Willie, not only was he out enjoying the local entertainment, he also laid a wreath while he was in Poland. Yes. It was a tomb which was dedicated to the Polish soldiers who lost their lives in conflict. It was the tomb of the unknown soldier. So there you go. Very busy. Very busy. Meanwhile, do you need a little nip and tuck? Yeah? Do you need a little nip and tuck? Well, again, this is another great Mail Online expose. They did one yesterday about baby scans. Well, today, did you know that you can enter Botox lotteries? Yeah, for as little as £5, you could win a treatment package worth up to £650 in value. These raffles. I didn't know that this was a thing. Yeah, and many campaigners have asked that these raffles be stopped. There you go. I mean, I know they've offered like spa treatments as a raffle, but now you get your Botox done as well. Blimey, it's not good, is it? Simply Aesthetics London has a page promoting its monthly beauty raffle. There you go. And £650 face contouring treatment is one prize. And this one's even got a digital roulette wheel that you can spin to see if you've won. I don't know, it's not right, is it? It can't be right. Meanwhile, I've got more court news. This is a bit of a bizarre story. This is Beaumont Bricker. I bet he's bricking it now. Now he's in court. Here he is. Though he's made the effort. He looks smart. He looks smart. But what's he been up to? Well, him and his mother, right, indulged in a year-long campaign, right, because he had a warped, they described it as warped stalking plot, right, because he was trying to seduce Eve Taylor, right. Yeah. He was a stable hand, and he was trying to seduce this woman, and he bombarded her with messages from fake accounts, and then tried to frame Miss Taylor's innocent boyfriend Tim Dobson as the stalker, actually getting him arrested and leaving him on the brink of suicide. Bricker even sent himself death threats from fake accounts to pose as a fellow victim, but in reality he was targeting 9 other people linked to 24-year-old Miss Taylor, including her father, Dr. Tim Taylor, who he branded falsely as a paedophile. When police finally caught Bricker, his mother, Tonya Bricker, tried to deceive detectives by claiming that she was the stalker in a bid to save her son. The pair are now facing jail after being convicted of perverting the course of justice at Portsmouth Crown Court. And here's his mother as well. I mean, there you go. These men, they do get obsessed, don't they? They do get obsessed. It's quite bizarre. But imagine going through all that. Remanding the pair in custody, so they're in the clink. Judge Richard Shepherd told Beaumont Bricker he's an intelligent, manipulative and corrosive liar. He lives with his horse-owning mother at the £530,000 cottage in Aldinburgh, West Sussex. And he met Miss Taylor at stables by his home. And that's where he carried out his twisted year-long campaign from 2019 to 2020. And the families were friendly and sometimes rode horses together. My goodness. He would message Miss Taylor, her family and friends, to wrongly claim that her boyfriend was cheating on her. He also spread lies about her, claiming she had sexually transmitted diseases, posting adverts claiming she was an escort. Just shocking. He really is, a danger. Meanwhile, the pair will be sentenced in May, so we're going to have to keep an eye out for that one. A lot of court news today, isn't there? There's a lot of court news. Have we got anything else? God, there's another court story. I can't keep doing court stories. Meanwhile, let's go to Wales. Let's go to Welsh Wales. This is a story of some temporary traffic lights. Yeah. Of course. And this is Ian Chandler of the Green Party standing with them. You're probably thinking, oh, that's nice. So what's the story here, Darren? What's the story? Well, these traffic lights are very expensive. It's cost the taxpayer $125,000. They're only meant to be temporary traffic lights, but they've been there for 5 years. They've celebrated their 5th birthday and cost, like I said, £125,000. They've been placed on a busy country road after the edge of the carriageway fell due to subsidence. But instead of repairing the road, Council just rented the lights in March 2018, and they're still in place to this day. This is on a section of the B4521 near Skenfrith, South Wales. And they've got a little map for you, so you might want to avoid them. Or you could go and visit. You could go and see the most expensive temporary lights there was. When our shop got smashed into, there were temporary lights outside our shop, which everyone was very happy about. Very happy. But you know, some bastard stole the wheels off the temporary lights. Yeah, they did. They did. They actually stole the wheels off the lights, so they couldn't wheel them away even if they wanted to. Those were the days. Oh God, I've done far too much damage already. Do you know why? Because I've been talking too much. That boat yesterday, you know the boat that smashed into Edinburgh Dock, the 3,000-ton research ship called the Petrel, right? It was once owned by the US Navy, but it's now owned by the estate of Microsoft billionaire Paul Allen. 14 people are still in hospital, and 35 people were injured. That's just a little bit more details on that, because we covered that yesterday, didn't we? Do you remember? No, because no one's watching. Where are all the funny stories? Meanwhile, it looks like the Oasis reunion might be happening, because Noel Gallagher, you know, it looks like it's warming. Do you know why? Because Nolly's got a divorce, isn't he? He's divorcing, and when that happens, bands, you know, get back together. Noel said that his younger sibling should stop tweeting about him and getting the band back together, and should actually do something about doing it. He said on a French radio show, he said he should get his people to call my people. They know who they are. They know where we are. Stop talking on the effing internet, and let's see what you've got to say. This is it. This is it. It's got to pay those divorce lawyers. You know what it's like. Hey. Meanwhile, if you're a business and you want a gold verification badge, right, on the Twitter, everyone loves Twitter, they're charging you £950 a month for a gold badge. Good value, isn't it? I did have the Twitter Blue for 1 month. I wanted to see if it cut down the adverts. It didn't, so I got rid of it. I was just fed up with seeing lots of ads, and it did say it would show you less ads. It didn't, or at least I didn't see a noticeable difference. So, you know. Meanwhile, let's go to North Somerset, to the town of Clevedon, and North Somerset Council has done well. It looks like, there you go. They have wiggly lines, which first confused everyone. Now they've got rid of those, and you've got the yellow brick road instead. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. I don't know about you, but that is going to cause a crash. It's going to cause a crash. This. And are there any more funnies? Okay, let's go to Sweden. Right. This is just a bonkers. There's a superstore called Gekas Ullered, right? And it's so big. It's 40,400 square metres, or 434,900 square feet. It's one of the world's biggest department stores, and it's certainly the largest in Scandinavia. Right, it's comprised of 22 departments selling an estimated 100,000 products. There you go. Gets you an idea of what it looks like. Right, it's so big, right? It's now regarded as the country's #1 tourist attraction, and there are even cabins there in a motel where shoppers can stay overnight. Here we go. Here's the area where people can stay while visiting it. That's quite balmy, isn't it, really? Yeah, Gekkusalured is not just a department store, it's a travel destination, claims store executive Jan Velberg. Okay. And these guys look happy. So there you go, a shop so big that it's regarded as a tourist hotspot. Okay. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's more going on. I'm sure there's more going on in Sweden than that. Really? Really? And meanwhile, we've got some good news. This is a story of Stan Blade, right? Stan Blade was a bit sad because he was going for a final trip to the beach with his dad. His dad, yeah. His father, Stephen Jewett. He was going to take him for one final trip to the beach. Thing is, Stephen Jewett was dead and he'd been cremated, and it was his ashes. Stan Blade took his dad's ashes to Southend for one last trip to the beach on a pub crawl, like you do, because the 39-year-old bumped into some pals, had a little bit too much liquid refreshment, and then lost his dad's ashes. Yeah, when he got home, his furious stepmother said, "What have you done?" And he went, "I've lost them. I've lost them on the trip." But Mr. Blade, he was saved. He was saved by a bin man. Yeah. A binman found the ashes on top of a bin on Southend seafront, and he's been reunited with his dad. There you go. That's a happy story, isn't it? There's your happy ending for today. Okay. Be a bit more careful next time, and don't go on a pub crawl. Though I remember Jim, my mother's partner, when his mother died, she was cremated, and he was very upset. It very upset him greatly, and he got drunk, and little bit of a liquid lunch, and he emptied his mother's ashes into one of the planters in a park in Leighton. He can't remember which park or which planter it was. These things happen. These things happen. Yeah. I can't find any animal stories. I'm looking. I think we're just going to have to do this. There aren't any animal stories to finish on. Here we go. Found one. This is it. This'll do. This is the story of Ellen Vincent, right? Her and her wife, Alice, they're both from Boston. They love to take their cat around the world. Yeah, they take their cat, Bowsy, around the world in a little backpack. Yeah. They keep her on a leash so she can safely explore. But yeah, she goes everywhere with them on their travels. There you go. Have pussy, will travel. And seeing as they're lesbians, worked out well for them. There you go. Nothing wrong with it. But that pussy's been everywhere. So that's it. That's the story. And there they are, having fun together on Route 66. There we go. Let me just adjust the picture. There you go. That look happy. There you go. That's a well-travelled puss. Let's see if there's anybody in. Oh my God, it's getting worse. There's only 5 in today. Harry's in. I think we need Doggy Jowl. Right, no, we need to put the owners in there. Mackie says, what do you think of the albums by Colosseum, Gary Moore? I don't know. Run says, hi there. Hi there. And Harry Cat says, Smashy McSmash boat. Well, I don't know if the boat was actually damaged. It's more the people being flung about because the high winds caught it and flipped it over. There you go. Killing the channel. And seeing as the missus won't be watching this one today either, I've really wasted my time. That's 141 minutes I'll never get back, and neither will you, but then none of you watch this fire anyway. So, yeah, we do what we do. It keeps me off the streets. So there you go. Thank you for watching. That was the news. Killing the channel, one video at a time. You know you got to drink it up.